Hey everybody, my name's Riley Lambert. I've been feeling called to make this video and this channel for a while now. In this video, I want to share my testimony and um, how me becoming paralyzed has changed my life and how God has met me in this. And um, so I think I need to start, give you some background on who I was before. I grew up in Waco, Texas. Um, Grew up going to Baptist church. Um, my life was very easy from 0 to 24. I was very blessed with my friends and family. Couldn't have been set up better in terms of support system and just how many parents and grandparents, and I was set up for success for sure. I got good at baseball around when I was 12, so I rode that out through college. Um, in high school, I did baseball and choir, so that was where I found a lot of community and friends and identity and purpose. Um, so yeah, high school was very normal. Nothing crazy happened. Very easy, very standard. Like I said, I grew up going to church, but like social norms in Central Texas, like everybody was a Christian, bro. It was much more weird if you weren't. Um, so graduated high school 2018. Went to play baseball at Navarro College for a couple years, and then after that, UT Tyler for 3. Um, Not much of to make note of college. It was just very standard, easy, simple, and athlete lifestyle was work hard Monday through Friday, and then blow it on the weekends, party, and have a good time, at least for one night, sometimes two. Um, I loved it, made some of the best friends ever, and they're still my friends to this day, and I'm very grateful I got to experience that. Um, so after college is about, I wrapped that up in 2023. Um, I got a sales job out of college, very normal. There was a 6 month training period in Indianapolis, so I pretty much got a 6 month extension of college lifestyle. They set us up in a apartment building. That work environment was very much party-ish. Like it was more play than work. So it fit me nicely. Um, but once that training got done, it was back to our wherever we were going to be located. We were all over the country, but I was in Dallas. Um, and so like now the college and what I had been knowing was coming, like you can't put your identity in baseball anymore. Um, it was all what I said. Like I knew this was coming. This boiling point of who am I now? Um, and at that time, it was like end of 2023, beginning of 2024. Um, to like given a picture of what my life was like, it was like I wake up, go to work. My work was so fun. I had such great friends there. Everybody was my age, so we had a pretty fun office environment. Um, and I get off work about 4 or 5, go work out, make dinner, and then if I wasn't hanging out with friends or something after work out or doing dinner stuff, I was just um, playing video games or doing whatever. Very normal. I just remember there was this time, I think it was January 2024, that I like had intentionally set out. I walked out of my apartment without my phone, and um, I was in prayer. Like I was praying to God, like, what am I supposed to do now? Um, what is my next move? And then like something else about that time is I spent a lot of time on YouTube, and I was seeing a bunch of guys, men that For instance, like David Goggins, Chris Williamson, Alex Hormozy, Jordan Peterson, guys that I thought were smart and like had been through some stuff and had a lot of knowledge. Um, but what I was recognizing in my life was that I had been through any kind of difficulty or suffering throughout 24 years. I would say like the hardest thing I'd been through was not starting in college, like sitting on the bench. Wow, that's hard. It seems juvenile or like silly at this point. So, yeah, that time that I was in prayer asking God to present me with a hard situation so that I could grow from it. I just reflect on that all the time because now I'm like, you should have been more specific as to what you wanted because I didn't, of course, necessarily ask for paralysis, but this, I couldn't have imagined something harder for me specifically, just giving up all I knew, which was my physicality. But much more around that day, I don't know, I just wanted to share that. So March 2024 comes around. This is just a couple months after this pond meeting that I had with God. I am on a client outing. It's a Wednesday. I'm super hyped to be golfing on a work day with a client, like maybe getting business. So we start golfing around noon, and the drinks start flowing on the back nine, and I'm blackout drunk by the time we finish the round, and I have no recollection after 6 p.m., so from now on, it's just what I've heard from other people. We spend a few more hours there drinking and having a good time. Comes to about 9 o'clock, and from what I've told, there was an Uber available, and I chose not to take it. Got my own truck, and then I hit a tree leaving the golf campus, and the tree was like, it stole the golf course, so I barely even made it off the golf course campus. I wake up in the hospital probably, I mean, I'm so drugged up, I don't even know what's going on for like weeks after the fact, so the first memory I have is seeing my coworker friends, Courtney and Tyler. And then like there's in between there's some stuff, but who really knows? But yeah, then I spent about 7 weeks in the ICU, and another 4 weeks in a inpatient rehab in Houston. All the while, that's just like incredible mental turmoil. The physical pain, thank God, wasn't there that much, but just reconciling with what I don't feel now. It never really hit until later. So after the ICU and the inpatient rehab, this is where I felt the most connected to God and like the main point of my testimony. So I'm back living at home in Waco with my 2 siblings, 2 parents, and the household environment's like not healthy. Just difficult time for our family with my injury and all kinds of other stuff. But one benefit is that, or not a benefit, but something that I know God was trying to make known to me was like the importance of being still. And like while I was literally still, I got to see so much of how fast we move, especially this day and age, and especially in America. for us as like humans, like, and like able-bodied humans, like I feel blessed to know stillness and like not be so caught up in the busy day to day, but like you can really lose yourself in a lot of earthly things, and like lose sight of what really matters. Um, so throughout my time at home, I saw a lot of I got to slow down and do nothing, which at times was so painful because all I wanted to do was be active again. Um, but I know that was God just honing in on the importance of being still and like making time for Him. I didn't have to make time for Him there because all I had was time, but um, yeah. And then the second way that this is my favorite part of my walk with Christ, and like I think the strongest part of my testimony. Um, so throughout my time at home, a lot of difficulty. There was like some family matters that had come up, and like I wanted to say something to an elder of mine, an older person in my family. I didn't feel like I had any place to share what or share or give them advice as a younger person, as a guy who had just ruined his life. Um, what advice could I give to anybody? Um, in this specific instance, I wanted to say something, kind of knew I should or could, but those thoughts just flooded me with like, what gives you the right to think you could give anybody advice? Like, look at you. Um, so I'd asked God to make it as clear as possible. If I'm meant to share something with somebody, please just lay it out for me. What to say and mostly when to say it. Um, I don't think much time went by, maybe like a week or two. I'm reading Job in my Bible at this time, and I'm reading Job because it's just like a classic unjustified suffering story. Um, but as it's going on, like it's around chapter 35-ish, Elihu, 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 he's a younger guy listening to Job talk about all this unfair stuff he's going through. And he's just experiencing the same things I am, feeling like he has nothing to say, or like he's a young guy, so like how could he give advice to this old guy that got everything taken away from him? All right, this is Job 32, verse 7 and 8. I thought that age should speak. I thought that age should speak, immaturity should teach wisdom. This is Christian Standard Bible, but it is the Spirit in a person, the breath from the Almighty, like the understanding. When I read that, I mean, after I had asked God to make it clear, and then I'd just coincidentally read over that, and you can chalk up a lot of stuff to coincidences, but the more you are in the Word, the more you pray, the more you see that it's just not, and that God is just working in our lives, and He's with us all the time. You have to make time for Him to speak to you, and that's kind of goes back to all the busyness stuff, because like it's so hard to make time for that, especially when all the pleasures and indulgences we can dwell in and just be in. I struggle with it today, and like we all do. It's just a human flesh thing, but I have more time than anybody, and I still struggle with it. So yeah, that's mainly it. Going forward, I want to share more about my walk with Christ and how much I'm learning. I'm going to pick up my podcast again, probably get a guest on every now and then. But this channel, I'm mostly going to focus on spinal cord injury stuff, podcast stuff, and what I learn in Scripture and how God speaking to me, it's important that we share that stuff. Um, but I mean, after that, I mean, I'm 2.5 years in now, so I've got a pretty good groove. But straight up, we're just not meant to live like this as humans. Like, I don't even feel like I'm a human being anymore. I feel like I'm a different species. Because everything I do, normal people don't understand. So I'm having to verbalize and explain everything. I'm gonna make another video about what I would say to a spinal cord injury patient, or not patient, spinal cord injury person. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'm hoping to keep this going. I feel like this is God's calling on me is to speak. I mean, maybe that's why it's the only thing I can do now. So, love you guys. God bless.